Milwaukee MPS 19 event.
All right, guys, I think we're gonna get started.
We are in Power Tool Accessories,
All right.
and I know everybody was super excited.
What channel are you? Hold on.
What's up, Neil?
Guys, welcome everybody to Power Tool Accessories. My name is Allie Jensen. I'm the product manager over Shockwave Driving and Fastening Accessories. Today, we're really excited to walk you guys through the newest Milwaukee innovations and accessories. Here at Milwaukee, with our strategy for accessories is to deliver on a wide breadth of line, fueled by innovation. We're constantly focusing on driving productivity for our users, bringing the newest disruptive technologies to the market, and optimizing our solutions for cordless power tools. In addition to that, we're constantly investing in the future. In 2019 alone, we're investing more than $50 million in advanced manufacturing and technology. In addition to that, if you guys were at the office, you saw the brand new accessories headquarters being built right across the street from the main campus. So we're investing in accessories in a big way. Today, we're going to walk you through the latest innovations in our lines of Shockwave driving, drilling, masonry, and we also have a full wall here to show you all of our unique solutions, as well as a brand new hot off the press 2019 accessories catalog that shows Milwaukee's full breadth of line. If you're interested in that, feel free to take one with you. I'm going to kick us off with Shockwave. Our Shockwave line, with it, we're constantly driving performance forward. And what we mean by that is every accessory that carries that Shockwave name, we promise that it'll deliver on impact, durability, performance, as well as innovation. So here at Milwaukee, we were the first to develop a line of accessories specifically engineered to withstand that high torque of an impact driver. As impacts continue to grow more and more powerful, we promise that these accessories will continue to be able to provide that high level of durability. In addition to that, we're focused on performance. We're developing the newest technologies on the market to make sure your followers can drill, drive, and fasten longer than with any competitive solution. And lastly, we're focused on innovation. We spend more time on job sites listening to our users, seeing those frustrations and pain points, and developing solutions to help them be more productive, safer, and get more done on the job site. A great example of driving driver bits. What we saw on job sites is in certain applications that users were driving a ton of screws, such as drywall, decking, steel stud framing. Impact bits were not holding up for them. Because they're softer by nature to achieve that durability, they were wearing out too quickly in these applications. We took this frustration back to our engineering team. How do we deliver them a solution that gives them that extreme wear resistance that they need, but still hits on that durability piece? And that's how we developed our Shockwave Matrix Carbide driver bits. What's different about these bits is the steel. The steel, which we call our Matrix Carbide, kind of where the name came from, Matrix Carbide steel, actually contains fine grains of carbide evenly distributed throughout the steel. The benefit of that carbide is that extreme wear resistance. These bits will maintain their fit longer than any other bit in the market. In addition to that, we utilized our Shockwave technology in these bits. We added our optimized shock zone, our custom heat treat, to get that impact durability out of them as well. In our aggressive life test, which you can see over here, these bits drove up to 2,800 more screws than competitive impact bits. This test consisted of what we see on the job site, a wide variety of applications. We drove 6-inch screws into composite decking, 3-inch screws into pressure-treated 4x4, self-tapping screws into steel studs, as well as wood screws into oak. In this test, we did this back and forth in drills and impact drivers, and we took pictures of what these bits look like along the way. The pictures you see at the bottom of this graph, that's what those bits look like in their failure round. If those of you who can see the competitors here, you would have thrown these bits away long before they got to that point. Because the user experience gets so frustrating that you have to put your whole weight behind them to keep that bit engaged in the fastener head. The Matrix bit not only drove the most screws, but it maintained its fit throughout the test. giving the users the best overall user experience. I have a quick demo to show you this extreme wear resistance. Wear is something that happens over time, over thousands of screws. To show you that really quickly, I'm actually going to intentionally strip out some screws to show the kind of damage that can build up over time. I'm going to do it first with a competitive impact bit, and then I'm going to do it with matrix, and I'm going to show you guys the difference. I'm going to start with the competition. Aggressive. Maybe not something you do every day, but it simulates that wear that builds up over time, or maybe what the apprentice did in a couple seconds on the job site. So you guys can see that type of abuse over and over. If you drive off accident, if you're on a ladder, you can't quite square in that fastener. You're going to wear these bits out quickly. And it's not just this competitor, it's impact bits on the market today. So I'm going to see if this bit can continue driving. It's not able to grab in that because it's worn to the point that the tip can't engage. I'm going to do the same thing with our matrix carbide bit. So I'm going to wipe it off because it's got a little screw stuck on the end there. Oh, now it's got glove melted to it. But I can show you guys that there's no damage to this tip, even under that extreme abuse. Don't mind the red glove now. And that's because of that carbide within the steel, that it's able to maintain that great fit and keep driving.
This will be the next screw she's going to drive. You would think that that bit would be worn out, but it's probably not.
Keep driving, even with the glove. This bit's going to offer that extreme wear resistance and keep users much more productive in those highly repetitive tasks. With this type of performance, we actually launched this product with a really bold claim. We're backing this up with a lifetime tip warranty. If users wear this bit out, we're going to replace it. And we've made it really easy for them to do that. All they have to do is, everybody on the site today has their smartphone on them. Snap a quick picture. At the end of the day, you send an email to Shockwave Matrix Carbide at MilwaukeeTool.com with the picture as well as your shipping address, and I'm sending you a new bit. It's easy. You don't have to leave the job site. You don't have to save a receipt. You don't have to ship anything back. We want to make everybody on the job site much more productive and keep them working and doing their job. In addition to this new-to-world innovation with Matrix Carbide, we also completely revamped our line of Shockwave drive bits. Have any of you guys used Shockwave before? Does this one look a little bit different? So what's different is that tip. As we told you guys, wear is something that is a frustrator with impact bits today. So we've actually improved the wear resistance in this line as well. We call this our wear guard tip. And what we're doing is we're laser hardening these tips. It's a process that actually creates a shield around the tip and gives it a better fit over life. If you saw that test again, the second tube down, that's Shockwave Impact Beauty. If you can see the pictures of the bits there, it also maintained its fit much longer than any competitor impact bit on the market today, creating a better user experience over time. In addition to improving the wear resistance, we also improved the durability of this line. How we did that? First, we optimized those shock zones per tip type. So we know that not every fastener, not every tip type is the same. A Torx T10 bit doesn't need to absorb the same amount of torque as a T40 does. So we optimize those per tip type to get the best performance. In addition to that, we also optimize the steel and heat treat per tip type. Because why do a one-size-fits-all approach when you can make something better and make sure that the experience is better no matter what type of fastener you guys are driving? So we optimized it per tip type, steel and heat treat as well, that helps extend the life even further. I have a quick demo to show you guys that improved durability of these bits. So what we're going to do over here is we're actually going to utilize a T25 bit in a winch. We're going to use it to raise these springs up to the point that the tension gets so strong the bits will snap. We're going to go head to head with the competitive bit, and what you're going to see on the TVs is the force reading that it's taking to break our bit versus the competitor. So Christian's going to run the competitive bit, and I'm going to run the Milwaukee bit. Ready? 1, 2, 3. To break the competitive bit in the winch versus our bit. Quite a spread, right? And that's because not all impact bits are created equally. It's that optimized shock zone, that custom steel and heat treat that are allowing our bit to absorb that torque and keep driving, whereas the competitive bit is just going to snap under that torque. Where this matters is in those hard joint applications. If you're installing Tapcons, if you're driving into thicker gauge steel, our bit's going to be able to absorb that torque and keep going much longer than competitive solutions. So the last question is, we have these two awesome lines. How do you know which one to use? How do you know which one to tell your followers to use? And we've created a brand new shopping guide to kind of help with that question. But really what it boils down to is, what do you plan to use the bit for? What is your application? Are you somebody who's installing drywall, who's building a deck, who's doing steel stud framing, where you're driving up to thousands of screws a day? These applications lead to wear failures. That's where you want to use matrix carbide. That extreme wear resistance is going to lead to the best overall user benefit. Or are you going into those more aggressive hard joint applications like thicker steel, going into hard plastics, going into concrete for Tapcon? That's where you need the durability. That's where bits break today. That's when you're going to want to use our Shockwave impact duty line, because it can absorb that torque and keep driving. But no matter what application, Shockwave has a best-in-class solution for your followers to use. And with Shockwave, we're going to continue to keep driving performance forward. With that, I'm going to pass it to Christian, who's going to go through our new drilling lines.
Everybody hear me all right?
Hear you great.
Awesome. Again, welcome. My name's Christian. I'm the product manager over the twist drilling category here at Milwaukee Accessories. Today we're really excited to talk about our next generation of red helix twist drill bits that'll be launching in October for our Cobalt line, and then in January of next year for our Shockwave titanium bits. When we first started the red helix line back in 2015, we did so with the intention to create an optimized solution for users to use in their impacts as well as their drills across a variety of materials. Cobalt obviously being for those harder metals like stainless, cast iron, and then we took a jack of all trades approach with Shockwave. We have that hex shank on it so you can switch between your drill and your impact, and they're meant to go through those lighter duty metals, PVC, and wood as well. Since then, we've been doing more research. We really wanted to understand what the pain points and frustrations were for the users. We found 3 common trends. 1, the bits were not lasting long enough. They kept burning out. 2, they weren't cutting fast enough. They wanted to be more productive. And 3, they kept breaking. They'd either snap at the shank or the tip of the bit itself. We took all this feedback and helped design a brand new bit to address all of these frustrations. I'm excited to announce that both our lines of bits will be featuring a quad edge tip geometry and an enhanced tapered web. We have 2 demonstrations here to really showcase the improvements we've made and how much better we compare against the competition. So let's talk about that enhanced tapered web first. Who's ever broken a smaller size bit, 1/8 inch or lower?
Me.
Of course, we've all been there, right? It's frustrating, but it happens all the time. It's when you're drilling off axis, you're in an awkward angle or a tight space maybe, you're not getting it in straight all the way, that's when you cause the bit to bend. But that won't be enough to snap it. It's once you're actually drilling into the material and that bend's occurring, that's when you're gonna get the snap. It's the fatigue that occurs as you're going into the material. And that's what this demo is really going to demonstrate here. You're going head to head against the competition. Walk is going to be on the left, competitor on the right side. For those of you in the back, you can look up on the screen. Right. 20 pounds of weight on both bits here. And we're going to run it. So their bit already snapped. We're so confident in our bit though, we're going to add some weight to it and see how long it can last. For the sake of time, I'm going to cut it short, but I could run that guy all day. You can really see the difference that enhanced tapered web makes in the strength of the core of the bit. So what are those other two pain points that we talked about? The life of the bit and the speed of the cut. With the new plot geometry, you're going to be able to cut into those harder, more aggressive materials much faster. It's going to feature those 4 cutting edges, as well as 2 relief angles to dissipate the heat to prevent from bits burning out too prematurely. We have another test here. Again, head to head against the competition. We're going to be going into 304 12 gauge stainless steel. Right off the bat, you can see how much more material we're extracting compared to the competition. Just kind of chipping away into it as we're actually pulling it out. Clear the hole. Looks like they're about halfway done there. Typically, we see a 20% speed difference. With these new improvements that we've made to our line, you're going to see up to 15 times more life against black oxide bits, and about 5 times more life against black oxide bits for titanium. So again, we've created a bit that will last longer, cut faster, and is overall more durable. Thank you very much. And with that, I'm going to pass it off to Iris, who's going to talk about our plus lock extensions.
Thanks, Christian.
I'm over here.
Over here.
Just trying to get my ears, or my voice, or whatever you want to call it. Accessories. And I'm excited to introduce to you today our Plus Lock SDS Plus extension. Universal, meaning it fits all SDS rotary discs and all SDS Plus accessories. Instead of quick you can easily remove for 3/4 inch EMT. So that tight profile really adds that value as well. So you might wonder now, what are common applications for an SDS Plus extension? Well, just imagine your followers are the last contractor on the site. So what does it look like? HVAC has already been installed, plumbing is hanging, sprinkler pipes installed. And now your follower, your contractor is trying to work around all of this piping. What typically happens is a ladder doesn't fit into that space, a lift doesn't fit, sometimes even a rotary hammer might not fit. So this is where the Plus Lock extension adds that value and allows your followers to continue to be more productive. So I'll show you a demo now with the Plus Lock extension, the 18-inch extension, and a vacuum drill bit to manage that dust. I was easily able to work around that pipe that was in the way. But also another thing you might have noticed is this is an 8-foot ceiling and I didn't need to use a ladder. So in shorter ceiling applications, your followers might not even have to use a ladder anymore to get the job done. Another application for the Plus Lock extension is mounting equipment onto the concrete. So many times what happens, especially with switchgear, is there are these tight tolerances holes. If you look, a typical 6-inch drill bit wouldn't be able to fit into the space and get the job done. So now your contractor has to call themselves get a longer bit, such as a 12-inch or an 18-inch bit to get that job done, which they might not have readily available for this application. But with a plus lock extension, they're easily able to fit it inside of this hole and get the job done. And that tight profile does fit through these holes as well. So a fantastic solution for this type of application. And then lastly, simply the shear length of the plus lock extension is also great. For example, STS Plus chisels are typically 10 inches in length. So what does that look like when you're chipping downward, for example, like removing tile? Because users are on their hands and knees trying to remove that tile, which can be kind of backbreaking work there. But with an 18-inch extension and a tile chisel, you can easily use this while standing up.
Nice.
So very easy to use there. As you can see as well, when I say it, that the STS Plus extension is universal, I mean it. So you saw it here with the chisel, can be used with a drill bit, can be used with core bits. Really any STS Plus accessory that has that STS shank on it will fit and work with the STS Plus extension. So really there's no reason why not every single crew on the job site should have one of these readily available for those tough to reach applications or those obstructions so they can work around them and be productive and get their job done. Plus lock extensions are available in 18 inches of length as well as 12 inches of length, and they're shipping as of this week. So that concludes our Power Tools accessory breakout. Feel free to use the next couple of minutes, get your hands on some of the products that you saw, interview some of the product managers, or check out some of the other accessories that we also offer. Thank you.
Pretty exciting stuff. If there's anything that you'd like me to take a look at, let me know. It's pointing towards me. Look, it's Allie.
Hi, very cool
Wait,
day.
hold on. Here's Allie Jensen.
Hi, guys.
So, I gotta tell you, we're excited. It's definitely being better explained.
Yes, we're explaining.
I did a disservice in my explanation for
Whose job was it to count all those screws?
I counted those screws, personally.
good Lord.
I can count all the way to 2973.
That's it.
Me.
Let me ask you a question. People are asking for a plunge saw or track saw. You know anything about it?
I'm an accessory. I'm sorry, guys. They don't let me know this
Wrong
stuff.
department.
Sorry, people. Do you have any questions for Allie Jensen? Because she'd love to answer them. Let me know. Listen, if you like tool accessories and tool companies that make cutting-edge tool accessories and all kinds of stuff because they're listening to what you need, then smash the like button. Also, if it's the first time here, you're not already, make sure you're getting subscribed and tapping the bell. Because when we go live at MPS 2019 and 2020 in the future, you're not going to want to miss it. Yo, everybody, I appreciate you all being here. We'll see you on the next one. Yo, wait a minute. Real Rose said, hi, Allie.